I wasted hours more than a year ago trying to get service from them directly, and they have a headquarters not that far driving distance from where I am. They just don't care. They consider this machine here to be from the Stone Age, and they don't even want to provide new drivers or new inkhead or many other services because they want to keep recycling in the ground.
Even if their customers like the machine.
For maximum profit. And this device here that shows this number, but that goes by another number. So I don't know if they put the wrong thing here or they just have one number for one country, one for another country, and then they do so many different things for the sake of licenses and copyright that the service becomes so subhuman that even if they do their best to try to program, things to be automated for troubleshooting, it fails every time because it's interconnected in ways that is not accounted for.
Every time for complex problems.
The typical human brain that programs things or that sets up things.
Which happens more and more.
When they don't care enough to get into the quality of things to make it work with all these different variations from countries and licenses and copyright and all these things. And it's not just these companies, it's everything. Everything is so controlling for the sake of trying to get another 10 cents or 15 cents out of something. And the People-Primates that they employ are so uncaring and are so typical of this epoch that their brains aren't wired to do anything other than this ongoing self-destruction.
Being part of the problem.
Of this modernity age that is the latest and last failing proto-civilization.
To get a job in consumerism,
what I wrote
you must be a culture breaker.
Virtual agent online chat. Again, with this one, I spent a lot of time wasting. And of course, there's no human rights in countries that claim to be developed countries in the sense that I could invoice this company $49 an hour American for them to have failed me in this way and wasted my time. Right? So what I wrote is in the blue color.
This is after the software of HP.
Do you think our countries like Canada or others have either better business bureaus or lawyers that protect customers or politicians or government agencies that actually will solve this? Oh no. Some might be mandated to do it, but to actually succeed at it or take a person seriously when this is the norm is evidence. When I say you failed as a species, opposable thumbs, but no wisdom in the technology that you create in the sense of long-term thinking for how your technology, not just weapons, but even computers, is now at the root of your own self-destruction. So it's pretty pathetic to be living among you and to have had conversations like this for more than a decade and to keep seeing that my projections of its ongoing failures is just reaching, levels that mixing your computers with your weapons of mass destruction and your desire to solve things through violence instead of, doing the effort to overcome your intellectual laziness and learn human thinking tools so as to work efficiently through the interconnectedness that you've all unconsciously agreed would make a better world, but that in fact does not.
These are both filmed, all of these that I'm putting together are all filmed today on March 4th, eh? So March 4th, at a time when you have countries trying to do sanctions, using computers, and countries trying to fight each other using computers, this is really who you are. I mean, you have opposable thumbs, and you can make fire, except that you still self-destroy with fire after so many thousands of years, and nobody wants to talk of how much this proves you're a failure. And the longer you didn't have these talks or spread these stories to reevaluate your own metapsychology over the thousands of years, the more you have kept getting good at your failures with now more weapons of mass destruction, that even if you all agreed to actually get rid of all of them, you'd be so bad at it that you know accidents would happen and you'd still self-destruct, because at this point HSD in your brains and other failures with your computers have made it this way. By the way, the HP chat conversation from before, it actually knew from being plugged directly into it what printer it was, and you could see it still got so confused. It still mixed and matched automated responses to create something that showed that HP is developmentally disabled when it comes to its own products. And Dell is the same. I've been doing many vlogs about this, about Dell, where they sold this supplier of the computer for students that I got with such a crappy warranty and contractors doing it and system with no quality of their work, that they kept putting more and more recycled parts that eventually didn't really come anymore from the same devices, and that had BIOS in it that was actually from before this device was even made, that was already failing in these parts that they declared were good.
I see commercials for Dell, and they don't acknowledge the errors from the past, but they claim to have good products. But anyways, for a while it was working a bit better, although this line, which is a flaw that appeared a few days after they replaced it the fourth time.
So the laptop acts more as a mirror now than a computer. Really doesn't show me what it's supposed to show me on the screen when it passed their tests
so I can't use it
for being a good screen.
Of a secondary monitor, which is not an easy thing to do or an affordable thing to do for a poor person.
What a failed species you are.
Don't get